Boo!
Just tell them no. And disregard the first 60 seconds.
Shortness of breath or rapid breathing, chronic cough, wheezing, reduced exercise tolerance, loss of appetite, and a rounded, bulging, barrel-like chest appearance. These are all symptoms of emphysema, which is one of the many possible consequences of tobacco use. Today I'm going to discuss some tobacco history, the effects of tobacco on the body, and some tobacco PR. Much of the information I'm going to share with you today came from college websites and the Center for Disease Control. Native American Indians used tobacco for many religious purposes as well as medicinal purposes. Tobacco was used to dress wounds and also used as a painkiller. It was thought that tobacco would ail a toothache. When Europeans came to the Americas, they brought tobacco back to Europe, and its popularity grew fast. A Spanish doctor named Nicolas Menardez claimed tobacco would cure 36 health problems. During the 1600s, tobacco was even used as currency. This was when some of the dangerous effects of tobacco were first discovered. In 1760, Pierre Lorillard established a company to process tobacco, snuff, and cigars. Philip Morris was established in 1847, selling hand-rolled cigarettes, but chewing tobacco was more popular at this time. At the end of the 1800s, the cigarette's popularity began to grow. During World War I, the cigarette exploded, and during World War II, sales hit an all-time high. Cigarettes have been slowly declining in popularity since the 1950s, when more evidence surfaced about the dangers of tobacco. According to an article published by the Better Health Channel, there are about 7,000 chemicals other than nicotine that are inhaled when a person smokes. Tar is the collective term for all the particles in tobacco smoke. Carbon monoxide is a gas that kills about 1,500 Americans a year and injures more than 10,000 when exposed to large amounts. Carbon monoxide is in cigarette smoke. Hydrogen cyanide is another chemical in cigarette smoke. And I don't know about you, when I think of cyanide, I think of wives killing husbands and spy suicide, not a relaxing drag. Tobacco also contains various types of metals, radioactive compounds, both of which are carcinogenic, and free radicals, which have been shown to lead to heart disease, stroke, and blood vessel disease. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, an estimated 443,000 people die prematurely from smoking or secondhand smoke a year. Since the 1950s, researchers have been uncovering more and more hazards from tobacco products and making this information more available to the public. As previously stated, tobacco began as a miracle plant believed by the Indians to cure most ailments, and Europeans believed even cancer could be cured by cigarettes. Around the 1600s, when hazards of tobaccos were first discovered, in 1632, smoking was illegal in Massachusetts, but this was due to moral beliefs of the day, not because of dangers. Tobacco served as collateral for the French loans during the American Revolutionary War. Scientists concluded that nicotine was a dangerous poison in 1826 when its pure form was discovered. In 1836, tobacco became an insecticide. Cigarettes gained popularity when brought back to England from Russian and Turkish soldiers. Philip Morris was established in 1847, but it was R.J. Reynolds' Camel brand that made the demand grow quickly. Lucky Strike brand began marketing to women in the 1920s and gained 38% of the market. Teenage females tripled their habits. During World War II, cigarettes were included in military rations. In 1964, the Surgeon General put out a report on smoking and health. Soon, cigarette TV ads were taken off air and health warnings on cigarette packs were implemented. In 1971, cigarettes were still the most advertised product, second only to automobiles. 1979, Surgeon General tries to reduce the number of female smokers by highlighting the consequences for cigarettes in women. In the 80s, lawsuits began 1985, lung cancer became the #1 killer of women, above breast cancer. 1990, smoking is banned on all domestic flights. And now the Truth campaign is reducing the number of smokers every day. According to the Future of Children, a Princeton Brookings Press, this specific campaign has contributed to the reduction of 300,000 in young smokers. So, as you can see, tobacco's past has gone from love to loathe. People are still using tobacco products despite all the definite consequences. To recap, we talked about some of the history of tobacco, talked about some health hazards with tobacco, and we talked about tobacco and its public relations. So when you think about your next cigarette, or maybe picking up a tobacco habit, think about those commercials where the man has no bottom lip, or the woman has to be careful when shaving. The man has to be careful when shaving. It sounds like a joke, but it's a serious problem for our nation. Think about it. Thank you.
I want no bottom.